Guys, welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a nighttime skincare routine. This is mainly aimed for people with acne and problematic prone skin. I've suffered with acne for about 5 years now. It's nowhere near as bad as it used to be. I took Roaccutane. It was a blessing and a curse at the same time. If you guys are interested in hearing about my Roaccutane story, comment down below. Let me know if that's something you'd like to hear, and I can do a whole chit chat story about that. So today we're just going to be showing you my skincare, what I like to do. I'm just showing you all the things that I like, all the things that I use, and hopefully it can help you. So now that we're nice and zoomed in, I like having one of these on. This is battered, it looks horrible. It's got makeup stained all over it, but it's just quite a nice thing to cover your hair, make sure there's no flyaways, and look crazy. So I would usually do this in the bathroom, but obviously I wanted a nice setup. My bathroom's not the nicest background, so got my little bowl of water. A lot of people don't like using wipes. I like to do it just to get, especially eye makeup. I've got a little bit of mascara on, just some of the heavier stuff, especially if I've got liquid lips on, just to quickly rub over. So I use the Nivea ones. They've got no alcohol in them, so they're not going to dry your skin out, and they're nice and moisturising just to get off that first layer. I do have acne on and off. I have a lot of scarring, and when I do get spots, it is cystic acne. And so I have really dry skin and really oily skin at the same time. Round my T-zone is a mixture, and it's very, very irritating, especially when I was on Roaccutane. My skin was flaking. I was used to having oily skin, so I didn't know what to do with dry skin. It was something I had to get used to. My skin is nowhere near as dry as it was when I was on it. However, it's never gone back to what it used to be like, which isn't really a bad thing. I like to use face halo. Go over my face, just so it's wet. This is also really good at getting makeup off. A lot of people just use that alone, but I find that I need something else with it. So I also like the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. This is just a mini one. And I get about this much on my fingers and just rub it in. It doesn't break me out, which a lot of skincare does. I have sort of my favourites, and I mainly stick to that. I don't really try much new stuff because I just find it breaks me out so much, and if you have something that works, I don't see any point in changing it. I do every day that I wear makeup. If I don't have makeup on, I don't use the balm because there is nothing that I need to take off. I just do a cleansing instead. So if I'm not wearing makeup, from here onwards is where I would go. I'm going to go into my next cleanser, which is, I don't know how to pronounce, Quenon, the Microbiotic Cleansing Foam. This is the best cleanser I've ever used. It's so good on sensitive skin. It gets rid of everything. It's really, really is my favourite one. It's a nice foamy texture, and just work that into the skin. Obviously when you're cleansing, you do need to do round movements, but it's always best to try and push upwards. I'm only 19, so I don't really need to worry about aging skin, but I always think you can never start too young, and no one wants wrinkles. So just, obviously you don't always remember, but just try your best to always push upwards and rub all of that off. And if any of you guys have any good products that you recommend that I haven't used today, please let me know, because I do stick to the same products, but I always am interested to try new skincare. Even if it doesn't work for me, it's then something that you can let other people know about. And obviously we all have different skin, and I know this is aimed mainly at people with problematic skin or acne, but if you think stuff like this would work for you, just try it out. Just because something says it's for problematic skin doesn't mean that you can't not use it. So when my skin was really dry at this point, I would then use hyaluronic acid. I don't need any added moisture at the moment. I haven't got dry skin, it is quite oily. It is always good to put hyaluronic acid on when your skin's still a bit wet and still a bit damp. Otherwise, when you put it on, it's pulling at the moisture you've already got to try and get into your skin. So if your skin's already damp and wet, it can get in without having to pull any more moisture out. So next is toner. I like to use a hydrating toner. A lot of toners have alcohol in them, which dries your skin out, which isn't what you want. So the one that I use is the Hydrating Face Tonic by Bobbi Brown. This is enriched with mineral water and cucumber extract, so it smells nice as well. So I just get another cotton pad, put a little bit on, and just run this along my face. If I could recommend one product, which is my favourite out of everything, it would be this Hydrating Face Tonic. It has been a game changer, and I found it really has helped my skin, brings out a nice glow. I also use this in the mornings as well, whether I'm wearing makeup or not. As you can see, I have a lot of redness. I have a few spots, I've got a lot of scarring, and anytime I touch my face it does go really red. So the serums that I tend to use are ones that are aimed at bringing down the redness, helping with acne scars or any sort of hyperpigmentation. So I go between two. I do one every other day. I either use the salicylic acid 2% by The Ordinary, or I use the azelaic acid suspension 10% by The Ordinary. So today I'm going to be using this one. You only need a small amount. This is a very it's an odd texture, but I have found it is really good at bringing down your redness. You just need to stick with it. It's not something that can be fixed overnight. When you've got scarring, it's a lot of damage onto your skin, and it's going to take a really long time for that to go down. I stopped taking Roaccutane 2 years ago, and I still have some scarring from spots that I had nearly 4 years ago. It's just, you just need to think of the amount of damage that's been done to it. And I used to be really bad at picking at my face, picking at my spots constantly, which does make it 10 times worse. Luckily, most of my scarring is just redness. I don't have much that has penetrated the skin, however I do have a couple. You just got to embrace your scars. And then go on to eye cream. So I'm using the Neutrogena Hydro Boost, and I use a fair amount of eye cream. Always remember to do your eyelid. Some people don't do their eyelids because they think it's going to make it oily, and everyone's different, everyone's skin's different, but you don't want a youthful under eye and then a really dry eyelid. So I like to get all of it using my ring finger, as this puts the least amount of pressure, and the skin under your eyes is really thin and it's really delicate, so you want to look after that skin and not do anything damaging on it. So just put as little pressure as possible. Moving on to my night cream, I like the Olay Double Action. This is a day and a night cream. This is a really good thick moisturiser for when you do want that extra hydration. I either use this or I use the Neutrogena Hydro Boost, but I find the Neutrogena one is better to use as a day cream. So I always use this one as my night cream and the Neutrogena one as my day cream, just because this is a bit thicker. And the way it goes on almost feels like a moisturising mask, which is nice, because I find that some moisturisers I wake up in the morning and my face still, it is sucked it all in and my face feels dry. This one, you don't get that from it. I can't stress enough. I always used to think if my skin's oily, don't use moisturiser. And a lot of the time, the oils are coming out because it's desperate for the moisture. So always moisturise, ladies. And I am very extra. I have a separate moisturiser for my neck. This is the Aegis Throat and Décolletage Night Cream. Last but not least, I have a lip oil and a lip mask that depends how dry my lips are. I'd use the lip oil most nights, which is the Hourglass. I think it's just the lip oil. Looks like this. It's just a clear oil. So I either use this or I use the Formula Absolute Targeted. This is for eyes and lips. I think this is just from M&S. Yeah, this is just from M&S, but it's a really nice moisturising one. I've never used it on my eyes. I'm sure it'd be great for your eyes. So you've got a 2-in-1 here. So moving on to masks. Obviously, I'm not putting a mask on today. So I either use the Emma Hardy Purifying Pink Clay Detox Mask. Again, this is just the mini. This is nice as well because it doesn't look like you've got a mask on, so you can still carry on and do stuff without having to worry. This also gets rid of redness, so if you have skin like mine and you do have this redness, or you get rosacea, anything like that, it's really good. And also this Guanon Pure Equiblia, just whatever this one is, it's a treatment mask. If I have really, if I've got whiteheads or really angry spots, I just dab a little bit of this on, leave it on overnight, and it really helps to dry it out. I use this instead of the treatments because I find this works amazingly. Or if I want to do my whole face, I'm really oily, this helps soak up the oil as well. Use one of these. I don't honestly know if this does anything, but it feels really nice and it almost gives your face a nice little massage. So always push upwards and go along like this. This supposedly helps with your contours. I'm not sure if that's true, but it helps get blood back to the skin, so it should be making your skin look more plump and youthful. And then there's a mini one that I do really softly under my eyes. I do find the eye one is really good if you get swollen, especially if the day before you've eaten a lot of salt. I find that I get very swollen, so doing this in the night or in the morning just helps to bring that down slightly. My hair's not having it today. I apologise. It looks like crap. That's my everyday nighttime skincare routine. If you want anything a bit more in depth, you want to know what I do when my skin flares up, or you want a morning routine, just give me a comment, give me a message, let me know what you guys want to see. I'm trying to get as much content up as possible during lockdown because I know everyone's really bored. Just something to keep you all entertained. If you do want any more tips, if you do want to hear about my Roaccutane story, again, just let me know. I do find that Clinique are amazing for problematic skin. They're really good for sensitive skin. It's a good line to start with, especially if you're a bit younger, if you're a bit worried. I would always recommend. They do a 3-step, like 3 different products to use, so that's always a good place to start. If you want something a bit cheaper, The Ordinary are amazing. They are so cheap. They have every acid, cleanser, moisturiser you could ever need. It's online, I think a lot of places stock them, like Beauty Bay and stuff like that, so just have a look. Witch hazel, that's always a really good thing, especially if you're having a breakout. If you are left with marks like this once you've had a spot and you're not oily, you're a lot more dry, then get a Q-tip, put a little bit of lavender oil on it. That is always amazing. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you want to see yet. I hope you're all keeping safe and that you're not too bored. Hopefully we will all be able to see our family and friends soon. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a like, please go and subscribe. My Instagram's lillieannwalker. I also have a makeup one, which is my business page, which is defined_radiance. So go check that out. Let me know what you want to see next. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.